Hello and welcome to Open Waters. This is the opening game of the best of 50 between Voodoo and ZLO. Two classic players. They have both been top of the ladder on GPGnet. They have, I'm pretty sure Voodoo has been on top of the ladder in FAF. I'm not sure about ZLO. I think Lucian or Zoc or Blackheart have always been kind of above him. Nonetheless, ZLO is one player you'd love to watch. Cybern versus Seraphim in this one. In case people are not familiar with this format, it's exactly the same as what we saw between Blackheart and Zoc 2 weeks ago. They played for 100 USD. This one will be for 50 next week, unless there are a change of plans. I hope to see Pachirico versus Lucian. Still haven't decided on the maps. I should post those this weekend. Also, since this is Voodoo and ZLO, I love you guys so much. If you don't have time to complete all your games this week, don't stress out. Try to finish it basically, hopefully by next week you guys will finish your best 15. But for some of the others, I love you guys too, but not as much. If you're in a best 15, try to finish it within the week that you're given the games. I really like this format since I don't have to chase down all these people. These people are more responsible. Though ZLO has shown that he's not as responsible as one might hope. Getting himself a girlfriend, at least that's what he said. Which typically is not the best move, but I guess you gotta do it at some point. Yeah, probably this different topic here. So if you have suggestions for tourneys, if you have suggestions for next week's best of 15 between Pachirico and Lucian, I want 5 maps. Put them in the comment section. Make it so that they have to work for it. Don't put theta, unless you have a very big excuse. At the same time, it's not going to be settings, unless you really, if people really want it. I don't want to make these guys like die. Make them play 3 settings in a row. But something reasonable, something difficult, but at the same time not insane. Definitely no 40x40 maps. Looks like Voodoo's second air. I see you for Voodoo. Running, wow, that's a move order into ZLO base. And I guess I didn't mention the format is 3 maps. I guess 3 games on the same maps, 3 games on the same map. Do that 5 times, you get 15 games total. Whoever wins 8 games first is the winner, unless, of course, something crazy happens with draws. We may have to think about that. Something that's unlikely to happen. And in general, in any tourneys that I host or promote, when in doubt, it's Winter Duel, Summer Duel are your tiebreaker maps. Good scout from ZLO. He knows exactly what's happening. He will see that there's a Navy factory from Voodoo. It's an important piece of intel. You can see Navy is also going to be started by ZLO. Navy on this map is critical, especially for ZLO, because he will face the floating arties, which are already moving out in all different directions. You can see if one of these meets an engineer, it will come down to micro, but one hit from these will kill an engineer. ZLO, oh wow, he's running to this expansion. This map, one of the more frustrating maps, I think, to play in terms of map control. It's really, these chunks are probably the easiest to hold on to once you get it, but it's very difficult to actually claim one completely for yourself. But you gotta not lose both of them. If you lose both of them, you've pretty much lost the game. Starting positions are more vulnerable than you might want them to be. They're often completely lost, but if you have other parts of the map, it's not a big deal. Finally, some scouting from Voodoo. Gets shot immediately. You will see that there is a Navy factory. Voodoo, yeah, he has total coverage. He knows exactly what's happening. I don't think he's seen the ACU. I wonder if ZLO has seen the ACU from Voodoo. If he sees the ACU just running across, he's got to put up a torpedo launcher or just start spamming submarines. He's got to make the water uninhabitable. The problem with facing a Seraphim ACU with Arty in support is that a point defense will not necessarily save you. That's where these frigates come in. The Cybern frigate, in my opinion, the best of all the different frigates. Can put up a nice fight. Oh, this is critical. An expanding engineer for Voodoo. If ZLO can take that out, which I don't think he will, good defense. Response from ZLO. This interceptor needs to fly away. And so far, what can we tell? This is critical piece of scouting here. ZLO will find out. Voodoo is not actually building in the middle. And in case people don't realize it based on the way the map looks, holding on to the middle is very, very difficult. But if you get a Tech 2 engineer on there, cruise missiles in the middle are quite nice. Actually, cruise missiles on this map, I don't think they're used as much as they should be. And game enders here are, of course, 50% Navy, 50% Tech 2 gunships. If you find something else and it's longer than 10 minutes, please let me know. Because that's probably something crazy, some experimentals. Yeah, ZLO establishing a foothold and grabbing those 4 mass structures is going to give him a significant advantage in mass here shortly. As you can see, the strategy from Voodoo were very direct. He was, I think, hoping to catch ZLO napping. I don't know if this is really going to work. I think this would work. This would be devastating against some average player who just was excited about playing Voodoo, came up with some build order, was focusing on the build order, making sure all the engineers are moving in the right spot, and forget the scout. Suddenly the ACU comes in, and then you're in a completely wrong mindset and you lose. Yeah, you can see 3 land factories. Arty. A lot of build capacity. Also, we see a total of 40 build capacity on Navy. It's submarines. As Voodoo is now, he needs to. Does he need some? If he needs mass, which he absolutely does, he can help himself to a couple engineers. He will reclaim Naval factory. There's a single Cybern submarine that's still alive. Cybern submarines, 525 health. Oh, this frigate is going to be critical. Already 4 kills. You can see Arties are not having a good day here. A couple do make it through. These will be critical if they can survive. And this is a competition of build capacity between Voodoo and all these engineers. This is where Voodoo, you always want to attack the build capacity first. And yeah, it's just a stock ACU. It's got a build capacity of 2 of these engineers. They can outcompete them whenever they want to. More floating yard now. 2 frigates, 7 kills, 4 kills. So far, this does not look good for Voodoo. He does have a foothold on the right side. He's got a floating arty with 3 kills. Good work. This is the advantage an Aeon and Seraphim do have on these maps. More submarines. These Tech 1 subs don't have a lot of damage per second. But once you don't have any friendly land to escape to, they can be very dangerous. Torpedo launcher being put up, and I think Voodoo should realize this really sucks. Also, Voodoo's got a foothold here. I don't know if he'll be able to hold on. Quite a few land factories planned for ZLO on the left side. ZLO down to about 8,000 health. He can come out over here. This point defense, you can see the range on it. It does cover quite a bit, but this should be relatively safe. And I say relatively because there will be frigates. Oh, does Voodoo have an overcharge? Overcharge could come in very handy. Yeah, Voodoo, if he could have won that submarine battle, maybe he could have had a chance, but 1v1, you just can't compete with a sub, only 400 health. It really sucks. Another great feature of this Cybern is its anti-air capability. It's the best of all the different frigates. Some of the other frigates, it's kind of a joke. But now, oh, Voodoo is running back home. Oh, this is over. So an interesting way to start this. Voodoo attempting to surprise ZLO, and that surprise did not work. And Voodoo is going to pay with his life. He's going to be 1 game down. But of course there are 14 more to go. 14 more potential games. The GG from Voodoo. So 2 of the most polite players. you might see. Oh, which reminds me, where is Deathly? If Deathly's somewhere around, he still might be banned. I would love to see Deathly in some of these tourneys because he is actually one of the greatest players to ever play it. I don't know how the heck he's that good, but yeah, if you can get a hold of Deathly, he should be playing in best of 15s because he's the opposite of Voodoo. I know they probably don't like each other too much, but I like characters. Characters are good. Let's see, I always forget to look at stats. Let's check out the stats in this one. They're probably not that telling. Mass, look at these banana colors. Very even throughout. Energy. Yeah, and even competition. I think that's an exponential right there. That is not an exponential. For sure it's a straight line. A little exponential, a little straight line. And in terms of total kills, a lot more for ZLO. That's because those frigates. See, total 53 kills. I think those frigates got more than half. So looking forward to the second game.